folks come see. Tune in now for laughs and glee. Join the fun here on this spree. Click and subscribe, it's free.
Whether you're an expat, an aspiring expat, you just want to live overseas or spend some time overseas, or you just want to visit Thailand, there are some tips and tricks here that I will be giving you that have helped me out a great deal while living in the land of smiles. First on the list is the Line application. I highly recommend you download this application and install it. A Japanese application, it is now primarily the social media platform used by Thai people, along with TikTok, but Line is more important, at least here in Thailand and throughout Southeast Asia. There are coffee shops and restaurants that offer electronic discount cards and stamp programs. You know those buy 10 coffees and get one free that use the Line application. A coffee shop that I frequent in Khon Kaen uses this program. Basically, after buying your coffee, you're presented with a QR code. You scan the QR code with your phone, and it stamps a virtual card in the Line application. It works just like a real stamp card, but without the need to carry one around. So you can get discounts and savings with using this free application with a free account, and it's a great way for businesses to build loyalty. Next up is Grab. The Grab application is Singaporean and it works like Uber, but you can use it without a bank card. It's much better if you tie it to your debit card because that way the ride is automatically paid for and you get more options on the types of vehicles that will pick you up. For example, when traveling in Thailand, my mom came along and she thought it would be a great idea to carry 4 suitcases on her own. 4 large, heavy, giant suitcases. Just by herself. This obviously wouldn't fit in one of the Toyotas normally driven by the Grab taxi drivers, so I needed to order a van taxi. This option was only available to those who had a debit card on file. If you'd rather pay in cash, you can also do that without the debit card, but this means you'll have to speak to the cab driver and many don't know English. Warning, some drivers attempt to negotiate with you and ask you to cancel the booking once they've arrived so they can drive you without the Grab app being involved. First, canceling bookings by yourself, well, this actually downgrades your rating as a customer and the willingness of other drivers to accept you when you make a request. It's better to tell the driver to cancel it himself than just book another driver. He's going to always attempt to charge you more anyways. This is a rare occurrence, but does happen. Now, some drivers will charge you the same price, but by canceling the booking, they're making the entire share of that price instead of having to give a percentage to the Grab application. So if they're willing to charge you the same price, then no harm, no foul. Grab has a customer service hotline that can deal with this, and violations can have the drivers be removed though. Another great service of the Grab application is to say if you leave your wallet in there, if you leave a phone in there, or you leave something valuable, then the customer service hotline can track the taxi driver down for that particular booking and recover that for you. I had a family member actually leave her passport when she was returning back to the United States, and they managed to recover the passport within a couple of days just by virtue of the fact that it was booked via a Grab ride. Now, I have high suspicions that she may have not wanted to go back to the States and may have just wanted to extend her vacation, but that's another issue altogether. What I'm trying to say is the Grab application is a handy application and does help with accountability. Next, 7-Elevens, KFC, McDonald's, they're all ubiquitous, and in Bangkok, and some of the major cities actually, not just Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Khon Kaen, they offer 24-hour service. 7-Eleven and KFC, for example, throughout Bangkok offers 24-hour service. Many of the KFCs, not all of them. They all have their own applications and deliver. Be prepared to have the hotel clerks help the driver find the hotel if the hotel is not a famous one. The benefit of the Grab application, though, is that it delivers from any restaurant and uses this service, and the application itself will translate the text messages backwards and forwards between you and the driver. Other apps do a similar service to Grab, like Chef XP or Food Panda. Hopefully, though, you just try the local cuisine, but if you must have KFC, you must have Pizza Hut, then these services are widely available throughout big cities in Thailand, and they deliver. Now, if you're trying out the local restaurants, let me tell you a little bit about what you're going to experience here. Mom and pop operations, even the larger air-conditioned ones, if not located in a mall or a fancy shopping center, won't take debit or credit cards. Instead, they use a method of direct app-to-app transfer that's instantaneous called onjai. Depending on the city that you're in, sometimes the nomenclature that they use is onjai. Onjai daimai? Onjai. But you can have places like, for example, in Khon Kaen, you might confuse them. Not all of them say onjai, even though they know what it is. A lot of them just say sakan, meaning scan, and they use that service. This will be primarily of value if you plan to live in Thailand or if you plan to be an expat or permanent resident, because you need a Thai bank account in order to use this service. Basically, once you set up a Thai bank account, you install the application to your account, and when you're in the application of whatever bank account you have, you scan the QR code that the vendor has, and it just automatically pops up. You determine how much you want to pay them, you hit send, and it's instantaneous. They get the payment right away. This allows the vendors in Thailand to operate without having to have cash. It's like a form of taking debit cards but not having to pay Visa or MasterCard. They're getting the lion's share of the profits. So it's very, very helpful. I mean, even the smallest somtam vendors, the smallest soup vendors, they benefit from this program. Now, if you're on vacation and you're not going to spend a lot of time in Thailand and you don't have the resources to open up a bank account, opening up a bank account is not easy if you don't have a job in Thailand or a work permit in Thailand. It can happen. There are law firms that will actually set this up for you, but it's not terribly easy to do. So expect to carry cash. Here's the problem with carrying cash. A lot of the mom and pop shops can't take 1,000 baht bill. Now, 1,000 baht bill is nothing to a Westerner. It's basically $30 US, but there are a lot of vendors who simply don't have the change for 1,000 baht bill. 7-Eleven to the rescue. 7-Elevens are the best place to break 1,000 baht. Just buy something cheap like candy or soda and pay 1,000 baht for it, and you get back 980 baht in change. 7-Elevens are a godsend if you need to break change. Also, at your mom and pop restaurants, expect the menus not to be accurate more times than not, unless it's a high volume item served at the restaurant. They won't carry it, even if it's on the menu. This includes simple items like iced coffee. These are inspirational things that appear on the menu. I learned that pretty quick. Even if they attempted to serve it at one time, they probably gave up and realized that it wasn't cost effective. Anyone can open a business with a hope and a dream and some elbow grease. This doesn't mean they have a degree in business, so be patient and flexible. Finally, if you're going to be in a big city in Thailand, that's Bangkok, Pattaya, Khon Kaen, Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, expect to walk a lot. Cities are healthy places, in my opinion, because of all the walking that you do. It's just easier to walk 30 minutes than take a taxi that would take almost 30 minutes to get to wherever you want to go because of the damn traffic. Also, there are four rail companies operating in Bangkok, each with an elevated SkyTrain or subway with stations that are connected to each other, sort of. You see, there isn't one single card that you use for them. They're all separate. So if you're connecting from the blue line to the green line, as long as it's the blue SkyTrain line to the green SkyTrain line owned by the BTS company, you're fine. But if it's the blue subway line, that's a different company and a different method of payment. I'm seeing videos about how you can scan your debit card now, and that makes things a lot easier. Sure, but this doesn't apply to all the lines and stations. I've been in plenty a station where I realized I had to buy a ticket. Fortunately, it's easy to purchase a ticket at a booth or a machine. Let me illustrate the insanity of the four companies not playing well together. The yellow MRT SkyTrain has a Hormak station. You can connect from it to the red SRT SkyTrain at the Hormak station. Only they're two separate Hormak stations, one for the red train and one for the yellow train. They're not the same station. And you have to exit the station, walk a block and a footbridge across Sinakarin Road to the yellow MRT SkyTrain if you're getting off the SRT red train. Try doing that during the rainy season. I dare you. Now, over time, they tend to connect these systems via a covered walkway, and they're increasingly prettier as the years go by. But like I said, expect to walk. I'm going to have a lot more videos on these topics because I have so much more to say about this issue. But needless to say, a few helpful hints and tips will really make things a lot less aggravating in a city just as big and overwhelming as Bangkok is. It's a wonderful city. It's a city to be experienced. It's a city where you can fall in love with it really quickly. But there are so many aggravations that if you just kind of tamp those down, it'll just take your experience next level. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much, guys.